So with the top three in the Premier League table seemingly decided, it leaves three teams to battle it out for the last remaining Champions League place. Top six then. I know we've been talking about the top three and I sort of said seemingly decided. Just before we go any further, no chance that Chelsea could catch Tottenham, Tim?
No, not for me.
No.
Not for me. I just don't think... listen, if Higuain goes in there and scores and makes them win plenty of football matches as he's capable of doing, they've got an outside chance. But for me, I think Tottenham have cemented that top three place.
Yeah, I do too, Mark. Yeah. I think Chelsea have got it full on right now to deny United.
Yeah, absolutely. OK, well, in the Champions League as well. And it is quite clearly, and it's obvious, Andy, it is a place reborn.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I had a good chat with Mickey Phelan at Leicester. And Mickey was just very honest. There's no hidden secrets here. This isn't all. This isn't stuff we've learnt on a coaching course. No. This is walking into a training ground where the atmosphere was a bit depressed, where players knew they weren't playing very well, and it's reminding them of how good they are.
Yeah.
And then when they do play well, telling them how well they're playing, telling them how make your players. Nothing wrong with making your players superstars feel 10 foot tall. There's nothing wrong with that. That's
part of the job, isn't it?
Part of the job. And he said, we had 7 or 8 injuries when we arrived. We've got one now. Rojo, he said, he's the only one I think that's struggling a bit.
That's part of it as well, isn't it? Suddenly everybody gets fitter when the team's doing well.
That happens everywhere, really.
Yeah.
They all want to be part of it. I mean, there's no magic wand. No footballer's manager has got a magic wand. It's about getting the best out of what you have. And even if Ollie believes that some of them are not long-term Manchester United players, he has to tell them they are for now, and then he can address it at the end of the season if he's still there. He is rehearsing very, very well for this part, isn't he?
Well, we're getting close. I mean, the Premier League table, since he took over, so since December the 19th, Manchester United are on top of it from Tottenham, 22 points from 8, and Tottenham have 18 from 8 since he took over. I think we are getting to the stage now. 2 weeks ago, I've said to you, is he in the running? Yeah. The question now is, why shouldn't he get it?
Listen, there's a good argument why he should. There is it's an institution, Manchester United, and I think it's more than just the amount of games what Ollie's been there. If they feel there is someone better to take them forward, I'm not sure who's making that decision. Hopefully it's a different person who made the decision to bring in the last few managers. Yeah. He is playing the Manchester United way.
Yeah.
I think it's quite evident that the fans demand that. They're enjoying the way they're playing there. If they decide it's Mauricio Pochettino, for instance, then he would be a good fit. I don't think Mauricio leaves Tottenham to go to Manchester United. I think that he's building something there. He's halfway through it, and I think he sticks it out. So you can do a lot worse than giving it a job to Ollie, because he's done nothing wrong.
I wouldn't give him it. Not now. I think you very rarely do you get time as a football club or a manager. You very rarely get time. This arrangement that they currently have with Ollie has given United some time to assess him top to bottom. This is the most exhaustive interview process, if you like, we've ever seen, really, for a big job. Normally, they go for a big manager. Yeah, we've headhunted Mourinho, Scolari, whatever. In they come. Louis van Gaal, whatever. This arrangement gives United the chance to see him. Can he motivate players? Yeah, done that. Tick that box already. Can he win games? Yes, he can. Tactically, we saw some good stuff in the Tottenham game when he went brave, typically United, and it worked. Now we're about to find out, can he win for Manchester United?
Yeah.
So in other words, there's a Champions League, and they should believe that they can be in there with a chance.
And he deliberately said the other day, didn't he? Manchester United are here to win trophies. It was slightly in response maybe to what Pochettino had said, but it was very much, that was the narrative. We're here to win things.
I think Ollie at the moment is just focused on the next game that's rolling in front of him. I think to change that dynamic now by saying it's yours, all of a sudden he's now thinking perhaps a little bit more broader, which must be natural to him.
I don't think they'll do that until the end of the season, but the question is, who else? If it's not him, who else? If it's Pochettino, even Ollie would hold his hands up and say yes.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's more experienced. He's done it at 2 other Premier League clubs and he's took him in a different direction. Now, I think Chelsea did it, didn't they, with Di Matteo? He took over and they won the Champions League. Following season, they sacked him.
Gone by Christmas, whatever it was,
Yeah, he was gone by Christmas,
Yeah, and that's a big football club, and this is a bigger one. Manchester United is the biggest football club in the world. So Is he capable? It's probably less pressure when you're an interim manager. As soon as you get given that job full time, the whole pressures change.
Yeah. Reframes it all, doesn't it?
They're talking about a technical director coming into United for the first time, with them having somebody in that sort of position. You know, is Ollie the guy to work with that sort of person? All these little intricacies have to be, I think, ironed out. And I think United have some time. All the time they're winning. It's only looking like it's going to end up in one pair of hands, Ollie's. But there's a lot of football to be played over the next couple.
Let's have a bit of fun and show you what happened 20 years ago today. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came off the bench at the City Ground in the 72nd minute against Nottingham Forest and helped himself to 4 in the last 18 minutes.
Yeah.
And this, of course, is the treble-winning season. Yeah.
I think Big Ron was manager, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he was on this day. And Ron said, we were involved in a 10-goal thriller. Yeah. And obviously, it was 9-1 to United.
Of course, this is the season where he scores the winner in the Champions League final off the bench, where they had, Cole and York started, didn't they? And Sheringham and Solskjaer off the bench.
Yeah.
So that was quite something.
Incredible,
and of course, he's the great goal scorer, and he's had a transformative effect on Rashford since he went in. As Mourinho implied, Tim, there's only a certain amount you can do in training. There's only a certain amount I can coach a striker to score. And he's come in, it appears, and gone, no, there's a lot I can do for you in front of goal.
Well, with respect to Jose, he's never played the game, and it's not a criticism, it's just an observation. And I think that if you're a good manager, he's a wonderful manager, Jose Mourinho, but he's never been in the arena. He's never been in that 6-yard box. He doesn't know where to move. Ollie's telling him. I mean, he said that before, that sometimes he needs to pass the ball into the net a lot more, and we're seeing him do that. Look at this. We're seeing him doing exactly what Ollie has told us that he's told Marcus, and Marcus has got a lot. He's got pace, he's got power, he can head the ball, although he should have scored the other day with an easy headed chance. But once he gets through, he scores. He's prolific. And he feels like he's loved at that football club now. Yeah. He's not bit part anymore. He's the main man.
That's Lukaku, the significant, isn't it? He's the main man now.
Confidence, what he's giving them. They're getting results, and he's telling them how good they are. Look, that first touch is wonderful. And finish. As soon as that his concentration on the first touch, he knew, all I've got to do is bring this down. The rest is easy for me. Yeah. And it was.
Do you know, at Leicester, I was commentating at Leicester, and he had that chance with his head. Yeah. I said, if you want to be United's number 9, you've got to score them. About 2 minutes later, he did that.
Yeah.
Look, 6 from 8. Interesting, 6 from 8 starts as well, as opposed to 3 from 9. So, I mean, a regular. And the balance has shifted. Lukaku, this is always the fascinating thing about playing for a huge club, the fact that he's not a starter at the moment, and however that pans out. But look at that, you feel like when Harry Kane plays, and you feel like he's going to score every time, don't you?
You do. He looks like he certainly was the only, the one at Leicester that always looked the most dangerous. Even the attempts at the bottom there. Yeah. Not being afraid to have more attempts, not being afraid to take the responsibility and see if he can make something happen. Difficult for a young man to lead the line for Manchester United. So there's a lot of very experienced players over the year who have gone into that club and struggled to do it. He's having to go in at a time when they're playing catch-up, and he's being asked to really shoulder that. But it looks like he can do it. It does at the moment.
And they're coming like a train,
they are.
Chelsea. If we said that Tottenham are the outsider of 3 for the title, Arsenal the outsider of 3 for the Champions League, it's a fascinating debate with Unai Emery, because he's had so many injuries, particularly defensively, as to how far, if at all, they are advanced under him compared to last season.
No, they stood still, in my opinion. You can't take away the run he had, 20-odd games without getting defeated. Got more firepower now. Lacazette, Aubameyang, been fantastic. I like the 2 midfield boys, Guendouzi and Torreira. But they've still got the same problems defensively. And as long as you've got that and you play that expansive way wide open, you're going to get teams not dismantle you as much as Man City did to them.
Top 6 then. I know we've been talking about the top 3, and I sort of said seemingly decided. Just before I go any further, no chance that Chelsea could catch Tottenham, Tim?
No, not for me.
No.
Not for me. I just don't think... listen, if Higuain goes in there and scores and makes them win plenty of football matches as he's capable of doing, they've got an outside chance. But for me, I think Tottenham have cemented that top 3 place.
Yeah, I do too, Mark. Yeah. I think Chelsea have got it full on right now to deny United.
Yeah, absolutely.